Hey guys, I'm Kat and welcome back to my channel, and we are standing outside in my carport trying to attempt to find better lighting, but it's kind of gray and overcast. If you want to see, if you can see out there, it's kind of cloudy and all that fun stuff because Utah can't decide if it's going to be spring or winter because it snowed, so it's kind of cold. But today we're going to talk about some stuff. So today is going to be the last video, or at least I think it's going to be the last video about my thyroid and everything that's happening there. As you can see, there is a new development on my throat, but we'll get to that because today I just got the stitches out and the steri strip removed, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to talk about the days leading up to the surgery, the day of the surgery, the days after the surgery and the recovery after that, and then my post-op today. So the days leading up to my surgery, for the most part, talking about it it was stressful and scary. I'm not very good at admitting when I'm scared. So a thing that I do when I'm scared is I'll make jokes or I'll pretend that I'm not scared. You know, clouds are going over the sun, so it's making it look blue and gray. I kind of like it. It gives it a nice darkness that I enjoy. But anyway, so the days leading up to it, I was working a lot, and the day before my surgery, I ended up closing the store, which was kind of really great because it gave me a great distraction. So I wouldn't really be thinking about the surgery all day. And I also was working with a really great person who was really good at keeping me distracted. The night before was difficult for me because you're supposed to sleep. They tell you to be well rested, but it's kind of hard because you're really nervous. And my dad was all telling me, well, you're going to be sleeping during your surgery anyway, so it'll be fine. But I had to stop eating at 11 o'clock. So I got off at 10 o'clock, and we didn't leave the store till 10:15 because I had to close the drawers. And my dad came and got me, and he wanted to go and get me food in a rush because I couldn't eat after 11 o'clock. So he wanted me to eat at around 10:30 so that way I wouldn't be hungry all through the night. But I was able to drink apple juice and water until 2 hours before the surgery. So I was able to drink stuff, but I wasn't able to eat. And I didn't realize that eating would be a problem until I woke up and I realized I was hungry, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And then when other people were eating around me, that was when I realized I was hungry, and my sister had bananas, and I told her that she wasn't allowed to eat if I wasn't allowed to eat. But we were driving up to the hospital and didn't really take in account school zones because my surgery, of course, was at 8:30 in the morning. And we didn't take into account school zones, so we were almost late. We got there literally at 8:20, so we got there 10 minutes early, which I guess you would say is good, but I hate being late. I like being early because I like, if just in case something happens or I have to pee or something, I like being early. So I don't like being late. It really bothers me, especially when it's somebody else making me late, which it wasn't necessarily someone else making me late other than the people going to school, which of course it's a good thing to go to school, get your education. But we get there, I check in, and that is when it all kind of started to set in that this was going to happen. When I was sitting in the when I was sitting in the waiting room, and I was sitting next to my mom and my dad, and then my boyfriend came, and my sister and her boyfriend came, and that's when it kind of really settled in that I was going to go and get surgery in the next few hours. And when they called my name, they only allowed 2 people to go back with me, so they had to switch back and forth, and the first people that went back there with me was my sister and my boyfriend. And they just went back there. I had to pee in a cup, and it was actually like a cup. It wasn't like the kind of cups that when you go and get a drug test for, like, if you become a manager or for other reasons. It wasn't like that with the blue cap that you put on the top. It was an actual plastic cup. And I didn't think I'd be able to do it because usually if I have to get a drug test, because the last time I had to get a drug test was a long time ago. I was working at Arby's and I was becoming a key holder, and I had to get a drug test for that, and I couldn't pee to save my life. But this time was different. It was like nervous pee. My boyfriend's going to come and get me soon, so I don't, yeah. Anyway, I had to go and pee in a cup. which I hate doing that. I hate doing that. And then I came back, and the nurse started talking to me about my history, making sure everything was correct. And I told her how I have a slight sensitivity to latex and to nickel, and that lower tabs make me angry and have migraines. And then, so they were going to put the IV in, and this is kind of something that upsets me and my mother. So I would show you, but they're kind of healing, actually, but it's kind of hard to see. But basically, I have 2 perk marks here, and I have one right here. And the reason I have that much is because I know that I have deep veins. I've always had deep veins, but this nurse kept stabbing me. So she stabbed me and kept digging around in this arm maybe 5 times. And then this one was maybe 3 times. And then she had to go get another nurse. And they have this really cool machine. Actually, let me try to find the picture real quick. But they have this really cool machine or thing that they can shine on your arm that shows your veins. And it's actually really, really freaking cool. And it's amazing how much has changed in the past years that my sister had to get her surgery versus me getting my surgery, because it's completely different. It's actually really freaking cool. I have to find it. If I can. I don't know where I put it though. It's somewhere in this here camera. But anyway, it's actually a really cool machine. But so they found the veins, and then the other nurse, where the prick is right here, she like did it like she'd been doing it forever, which she probably has because she was a phlebotomist. Stuck it in, good to go. And then like clockwork, I met my doctor, who his name is Dr. Scott Major. He's an amazing doctor. And then I met the nurse that was going to be in there helping him, and then I met the anesthesiologist. And then after that, it was just like, okay, we're going in. Of course, I had to pee because of the saline. But then I told the anesthesiologist that I was absolutely scared of waking up during anesthesia because I've heard horror stories. And he told me that that's usually normal with women that are having a C-section or people who are having open heart surgery, because they have to make sure that they have to give you just enough to put you under, but not too much to make sure that you're okay. But they also give you a paralytic. But with me, they wanted to make sure that the nerves in my throat were okay. So they weren't going to give me the paralytic. So I'm leaking. So they didn't give it to me. So if I did start to wake up, I'd move, and then he'd just give me another dose. After that, my nerves went down, and we went into the surgery room. He gave me a drug. I don't remember what he said it was, but he said it was to relax me, and it hit me pretty hard. And I remember we went into the surgery room, and it was very cold, and they helped me get onto the surgical bed. And I remember saying that I was having a difficult time breathing, but I'm sure it was the relaxant. And usually I have a problem with that, but I guess I didn't care. And then one of the male nurses asked me if it was okay if he put the leg wraps on my legs, because they put wraps on your legs to help the circulation through your legs. And then I lay down and I closed my eyes because I don't like the mask things that they put on your face to get anesthesia or to get the laughing gas. So I closed my eyes. I heard him say, take deep breaths. And then I remember him saying, your body might start to tingle. I remember thinking I didn't feel any tingling. And then black. And then I woke up in the recovery room. I remember in the recovery room, I remember making the nurses laugh because the first thing I said was, it's 12:15, because I went into surgery around, I think maybe 10:15, maybe 10:05. And that was the first thing I said because it was the first thing that I saw. And I kept fading in and out of sleep because I was so tired and drugged out, and they kept waking me up and making me laugh. And I was in there for about 45 minutes, which I hated being in there by myself. And it was really, really nice seeing my doctor come in, someone that had a familiar face that I knew, come and talk to me. I don't remember what he said, but it was nice having him talk to me. After that, luckily, there was no cancer in the thyroid, so I still have my left side. I think I have a third of my left side. And luckily, everything went well. He told me I got through it with flying colors. It was 2.5 hours. I didn't bruise very much. The anesthesia didn't make me nauseous, which my sister was upset about because she bruised like a fucking peach and was like goofy and wanted to puke, and I was relatively normal. And then after that, I was able to go home, and I went to my boyfriend's house, and I stayed there for about 5 days. And after that, the the first 2 days were the rough days because the drugs were wearing off and the pain started to come. The first day wasn't that bad, but eating was an issue because my throat hurt because of the tube that they put down your throat while you're under surgery. So it hurt to swallow. And then the second day was when it was the most rough because I couldn't sleep because I was so uncomfortable because I couldn't find a way to sleep. So it didn't stop hurting until I took my drugs and got my ice pack. After that, it was pretty good. The third day was pretty good. And then I noticed that I started to feel better the fourth and fifth day because I could talk and I was ready to do things. There was one time we did go out for a little bit and I started to get dizzy and woozy. So my advice to you is listen to your body more than your head, because I have a tendency of thinking I can get through something and I can't because my body realizes, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. I'm going to start walking in the backyard because my boyfriend is on his way to come and get me. So I'm going to start doing this. So if your body is telling you that it's not ready to do stuff, don't, basically. Because as I said, I have a tendency of being like, oh yeah, I can handle it. And then my body has a negative reaction and I start to get dizzy and woozy. So that's my advice to you. And then on my 6th day, I went back to work and I didn't realize how much I talk at work until that day and how much it hurt because I ended up being in quite a bit of pain and I noticed when the pain pills wore off. And luckily my wonderful friend and manager let me go home early because I was in a lot of pain. And then as time went on, the pain started to go away and I was waiting. I was able to take the dressing off the Monday after my surgery. And then I had to leave the steri strips on until today, which leads us to today. So the worst part about the dressing was the pulling. There was already pain, but the dressing, and I'll actually show you a picture. Let me set you in a very precarious place so I can show you this picture real quick. So I'll show you a few pictures. I'll show you what I looked like when I came out of surgery. So I looked really, really happy. And then these are the flowers my manager got me, which was really sweet. But then this is what the dressing looked like. And whenever I moved my neck, it hurt so much because of the pulling. And then after that Monday, I was able to take it off. And also, by the way, my sister bought me this Funko Pop Demogorgon, and then my boyfriend got me this llama, and my sister got me this hippo, which that was really sweet. And then I was able to take it off, and this is what the steri strips looked like. You notice there was some bruising, but it was mostly yellow. It wasn't purple, which is really good. And then after a while, I had to leave it on, and then this is from today. This is what it looked like today. It was kind of dirty because, of course, living with it on, and I put Neosporin around the edges because fuck does it itch. It itches so bad because of the healing. So that's what it looked like today. And now, let me find the picture of it so you can see up close. This is what it looks like now. It looks pretty good. They said it's actually really pretty and it looks really good, and that usually most people swell really bad up top, but I haven't. I can actually bring you closer. I haven't swollen very much at all. I really hope that's looking at my neck because I can't see. But I haven't swelled very much at all. It's mostly swollen on the right, but not on the left. It actually looks really, really pretty, really nice. No bruising, no over redness. The little black pieces are from the steri strip adhesive. But it actually looks really, really, really good for it being. I remember my sister's looked pretty gnarly and she bruised pretty bad. But I guess I'm a badass. I don't know. But anyway, and so, yeah, here we are now. I do have to go back in 2 weeks on April 9th so they can just check my thyroid levels and stuff like that. They usually don't check the blood until 6 weeks after the surgery to kind of let the thyroid get back to business and get used to whatever it's doing. But yeah, so now I'm just going to wait until April 9th to see if anything's going to change. And I hope it doesn't because I really don't want to take meds for the rest of my life. But I will because I don't want my life to be hell after. But yeah, so that's currently what happened with my thyroid and kind of the end of the story. It is the end of the chapter with my thyroid drama. That's why I think this is going to be my last video. I don't know if I'm going to make another video 2 weeks from now about it, or maybe 6 weeks from now to see what's happening with my thyroid. I probably will, but for now, this is the finale of the thyroid drama, and I thank everybody who's followed me through it and been interested in it, because I didn't think anybody would, because this was kind of a way of me talking about it and getting through it, because it was stressful and it was scary for me and something that I had never gone through before. So yeah, but here, it's so weird too, because when I had the nodule and the cyst, when I swallowed, I could feel it move in my throat. And now when I swallow, I can't feel it. And it's like I overcompensate, because the cyst was so large that it would block mucus. And when I ate, I'd have to eat in small bites because it would get stuck. And now I'm like overcompensating and swallowing too hard because I've got so used to it. It's so weird how something abnormal that's not supposed to be there becomes so normal because you get used to it. But yeah, so there's that. But thank you for joining me in this video, and I hope that you liked it and the other ones. And I might make a video about it later. I might not. We'll see what happens. But right now, my throat is pretty weak, but that's okay. It'll come back, and I'm really excited for that. So thank you for joining me in this video. If you'd like to give it a thumbs up and hit that notification bell if for some reason you want to see more videos. And I hope you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. And this is Kat signing off. Bye.